The high school graduation requirements for the FY19 school year have stayed predominantly the same at the state level, with the added exemption for the senior graduation requirement for math, which you can learn more about in a separate video. However, I want to take a moment to just go over the basics, review what is required at the state level. Many school districts do have graduation requirements that go above and beyond the state minimum, which is perfectly fine, and districts are definitely at liberty to do that with district policy. Now, high school graduation requirements are actually located in IDAPA Rule 080203-105. And you can use this QR code, which will take you to a PDF, and those can be found on page 12. So just a review, there are the 29 core credit requirements, which include ELA, math, science, 4 of which need to be lab. There are the 17 electives. The senior project has 2 required elements, and that is an oral presentation and a written piece. And everything else that comes along with the senior project is actually at the discretion of the school district. So that can be as big or as small as you choose to do it at your school district level. And then there are the exams. So there's the college entrance exam and the civics test that is required for graduation. A few things to keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, school districts can add local requirements. So it's very common for a school district to increase their graduation credit requirements to, say, 48 credits or 50. We have a school district that requires 56, depending on your schedule, your make and model, and what you have to offer. So that's definitely allowed. Another thing to keep in mind, and we get questions about this several times each year, about a state-issued high school diploma. The State Department does not issue a high school diploma, and nor does the Board of Education. We will not issue diplomas directly to students. The school districts are the accredited agencies that are allowed to give out diplomas, and so that is really at the discretion of the school district. If we get a call directly from a student regarding a diploma, we will redirect them to your school district. The other thing to keep in mind is every year this comes up from a few different school districts where they might have increased graduation requirements, and then they grant certain students a state minimum diploma. So the example that I recently heard was a school district that required 52 credits to graduate, but then they had a senior who transferred in from out of state. And so the way that the requirements fell into place, the student didn't have the 52, but they did meet the state minimum requirements, and so they went ahead and graduated them. Now, if that is a practice in your school district, you need to make sure that that is written explicitly in your district policy as to why you would do that and who would qualify for such an exemption. Because what will happen is you want to avoid a situation where a parent of a student who only earned 51 credits or is 1 credit shy of graduating based on your district requirements is not receiving a diploma, and then you have a student who may only receive the state minimum and they are receiving a diploma, and so you want to make sure that you can justify your case as to why you would be able to do that. So if your district has the practice of granting a state minimum diploma, make sure that it's written explicitly in your district policy why you would do that and for whom that would apply. So that there is high school graduation requirements in a nutshell.